Have you ever looked at a huge company like a Motorola or a General Electric and just wondered, how do they operate with such insane precision? Well, it's not magic, I can tell you that. It's a powerful methodology called Six Sigma. Think of it as a disciplined quest for being nearly perfect in, well, everything. So let's dive in and see how they pull it off.
First, take a look at this number. Yeah, you're seeing that right. Almost $890 million. That's the estimated cost of errors, just errors, for a major online retailer during a single holiday season. And that's if they were running at what's called a 1 sigma level of quality. It is a truly staggering cost for just not being good enough.
But what if that wasn't just the cost of doing business? What if you could systematically hunt down and wipe out nearly every single one of those mistakes before they even had a chance to happen? Well, that's the big promise of Six Sigma.
To really get this, we first have to understand what imperfection actually looks like when you boil it down to the raw numbers. And let me tell you, the difference is, well, it's mind-blowing.
Okay, get ready for this because the scale here is just wild. A low-quality 1 sigma process pumps out almost 700,000 defects for every million chances it gets. A 6 sigma process, it produces just 3.4. 3.4. That's not just an improvement, that's playing a completely different sport. So, at its heart, Six Sigma is a super disciplined, data-driven way to find and kill the root causes of mistakes. It's all about using hard data, not guesswork. And the goal? To make a process so reliable that it's 99.9996% perfect. Basically, as close to flawless as humanly possible. And you know, this isn't about a few quick fixes here and there. It's structured like a real quest, with a clear map and a very specific destination in mind.
So 99.999966% perfect sounds amazing, right? But how in the world do you get there? It can feel totally overwhelming, like trying to climb Mount Everest in your flip-flops. But here's the thing. Six Sigma gives you the map and all the gear you need,
and this is the map. It's this awesome 5-step framework called DMAIC. That's DMAIC. It's super logical when you break it down. You define the problem, you measure how bad it is, you analyze what's causing it, you improve the process, and then you control it to make sure it stays fixed for good. Every single Six Sigma project follows this road.
All right, so we've got our map. What's the first thing you do on any quest? You've got to identify the enemy you need to defeat.
In the world of Six Sigma, that enemy has a name: waste. And we're talking about any action, any item, any step in a process that is totally unnecessary to get the job done. It just adds cost and time, but zero value.
These were originally identified by Toyota, and they're sometimes called the 7 deadly sins of inefficiency. The Japanese term for them is Muda. It's things you see every day, right? Making more than you need, having to fix mistakes over and over, or even just the time people spend waiting around. This is the stuff you're trained to hunt for.
And this concept of Muda, it's really the whole point. It's such a powerful idea. Anything that is useless, unnecessary, or just plain idle in a process has got to go. It's this relentless laser focus on what truly adds value. Okay, so you know you need to find this Muda, this waste. But where is it hiding? How do you actually find its source? Well, Six Sigma has some elegantly simple tools for that. One of the most famous tools is called the 5 Whys. And the idea is so simple, it's genius. You can get to the root cause of almost any problem by just asking why 5 times. Kind of like a curious little kid. Let's walk through a quick example. All right, so here's our surface problem. Why, number 1, why are the employees unhappy with the vacation schedule? Well, because they almost never get their first choice for time off. Okay, makes sense. So we ask again, why number 2? Why don't they get their first choice? Because supervisors are taking way too long to approve requests, so all the good slots get taken. We're getting warmer. Let's keep digging. Why number 3? Why are the supervisors taking so long? It's not because they're lazy. It's because the system they have to use is a total pain. Now we're talking. This is a process problem, not a people problem. And why is the system such a pain to use? Because it's clunky. It's slow. The screens take forever to change, and it requires a million clicks to do anything. We're zeroing in on it. This is our 4th why.
And finally, the 5th why. Why is it so clunky and slow? Boom. The software is out of date and needs to be updated. There it is, the root cause. See? We didn't just solve the symptom, unhappy employees. We found the actual problem we can fix,
the outdated software.
Now, of course, not all problems are that simple. For the really complex, hairy issues, you might pull out a more heavy-duty tool, like this, a fishbone diagram. It helps you map out every single possible cause so you don't miss anything.
So, does all this discipline and analysis actually pay off in the real world? Well, let's just take a look at the company that started it all.
$16 billion. That's not a typo. Just let that number sink in for a second. This is the kind of real-world impact we're talking about when a company truly commits to Six Sigma.
That's how much Motorola saved in just over a decade by applying this Six Sigma mindset to everything. This wasn't just on the factory floor, it was in customer service, in their call centers, in engineering, across the whole organization. It's proof that this way of thinking can transform literally any process.
And that really brings us to the final question. For you, you don't have to be a massive corporation to think this way. So take a look at your own work, your own daily routines. What's the Muda, the unnecessary step, the wasted time, the little bit of rework that you could start to eliminate tomorrow?